Hello, LJ Young. I'm back again. I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. And Debt Ain't My Daddy is designed to, uh, by the way, my business is helping people get out of debt. Called Debt Ain't My Daddy, Facebook /Debt Ain't My Daddy, Instagram /Debt Ain't My Daddy. And I help people get out of debt by bringing things to light that you cannot see when a person's in debt. And how do I know this? Because I was once in debt. And now that I'm out of debt, I can see, and now I'm sharing to help people feel the same type of freedom that I feel today. I'm 48. I was in debt over 40 years, all 40 years of my life, and then I got out of debt. I got out of debt by accident because I didn't know I was in debt. So I share my story of the things I see now that I'm out of debt. All right. So today is, and I made notes this time. I'm trying to get better with this live stuff. I made notes to stay on track here. So I'm going to ask you about three questions, and the majority, and I'm going to tell you what the majority of America is going to say in response and do. Okay. And out of these three questions, I'm going to ask you, the majority of America is going to say, I don't know, and no, I'm not scared about it. I'm going to answer it for them. Now, if this is you that answers, I don't know, and it doesn't even scare me. All right. I don't know, and it doesn't even scare me. That alone should scare you even more that you're not scared. Again, if you say, I don't know, and that doesn't even scare me, those two things alone should make you scared, even more scared that you're not scared. Okay, here we go. How much debt, do you know how much debt you're in? Does it even scare you that you're in that much debt? Does it even scare you? That alone should scare you even more. You got to wonder, why does knowing this number does not scare me? Okay? How much student loan debt are you in? Do you know when you're going to pay it off? What's the payoff date? Does it scare you to even have that much debt? If it doesn't scare you, that alone should scare you even more to wonder why. Why does that not scare me? You got to ask yourself, how come that does not scare me? Knowing I'm in that much debt, I owe that much money to something, some entity, and if I don't pay it off, I will have that debt until I'm dead. How come that does not scare you? Ask yourself that question. Last one. How much do you owe on your house? The exact penny, not guessing, not around. How much is the exact amount you owe on your house? Do you happen to know the date you're going to pay off this house? Do you even care about the payoff date? That you don't know the payoff date of this house? Does that scare you? That alone, if it doesn't, that should scare you even more. And ask yourself, how come that amount of money over my head does not scare me? How come? And I want you to ask yourself this question too. No, not even ask yourself this question. Ask your friends. Ask 10 of your friends in your circle. Family, it doesn't matter. Ask them all the same question. Hey, do you know how much debt you're in? I don't know. Ask them, do you care how much debt you're in? Nope, don't even care. Ask the next person. If they come up with the same answer, that alone should tell you something. That should scare you even more, scare you personally, scare you for your friends and your family. It should scare you. How come everybody's not scared about mountains and mountains of debt hanging over their head day in and day out? How come that doesn't scare me? And I'm saying this because it didn't scare me. Now that I'm out, I look at that, that scares the living crap out of me that I lived that long like that and had not a clue. Not a clue. Just going on by day with life. Didn't even scare me a bit. And I'm gonna show you the math, okay? Follow my math. You probably never heard of me, don't even know who I am. Even if I'm even smart in money, just do your own math. Okay? Here's a simple equation. Add up your debt. Okay? You look at that. That means it's negative. Take your take your check. Let's take a month of your salary, 1 month, and let's say it's $5,000. Okay, let's just say it's $5,000 you take home, $5,000, right? When you get that monthly income, you really believe you have $5,000 to do as you wish. It really feels like that, right? But if you take out all the feelings and how you think it's supposed to be and just do the math, if you have $100,000 in student loan debt and you get paid for 1 month of $5,000, right? Your net worth at that moment, before you do anything with this money, anything, before you do what, spend it on whatever, right at that moment, you are negative $95,000. Negative 95,000. You really don't have any money. This alone should scare the living crap out of you. Each check you get, you're really not moving financially forward. You're bouncing back and forth. Why this number keeps going up? Because of interest. This number never goes down. It keeps going up. And your pay is literally like this. It's going down. Because unless you understand that you have no money and you are literally borrowing money every day to survive. That's just surviving. That's not living. That's surviving. There is a big difference. Huge. I'm telling you this from personal experience. I was making over 6 digits a year and I was still just surviving. Now I'm living. I live the way I want to. I value my time. And that's what the thought, let me tell you something. The thought of having a 72-month car loan literally terrifies me. It makes me nauseated, sick to my stomach. When I was in debt, that didn't bother me at all. Didn't even scare me. Didn't even scare me. And on top of that, I had credit cards, mortgage, and I couldn't keep up with all that stuff. I couldn't keep up with all that. It didn't even scare me. I was in thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of debt. And then you add a house mortgage on top of that. Oh, that's $500,000. $500,000, because since I didn't have any savings, that's $500,000 of money that I haven't even earned yet. It doesn't even exist. It doesn't even exist until I go work for it. And I'm the middleman. And that didn't even scare me. That should literally scare the crap out of you. And if it doesn't, you need to stop and think, why doesn't that scare me? Why doesn't driving around in my car every day knowing I got $400,000 of debt over my head? How come that doesn't scare me? How come it doesn't scare me that I'm not making any financial forward progress? How come that doesn't scare me? Having no idea that I'm getting old. How come that doesn't scare you when you see homeless people out on the street? If you believe if you believe they're out there just because of drugs, you're highly mistaken. That's not true. TV and stuff makes it seem like that, but that's not true. I guarantee you the majority is bad financial management. And there's a point that you must wake up out of from this. You have to. Because if you wait till you get too old and you wake up at 70, 80, 60. And if you wake up at that age, guess what? You're going to be very, very upset at yourself. Why? Because it's only sixth grade math. That's it. And that's not even, I'm not saying that to insult you. It's only sixth grade math. It's, I try to say it in a way so you guys can feel what I'm saying. That I'm not just making it up. Check my math. Check your math. Trust your math. You're the only one that's going to be able to get yourself out of this. And to get yourself out of this, you must look at it. You must stare at it. You must do it. Can't be afraid of it. You got to look at it. I see stuff more and more every day, and I always stop to think, how come that did not scare me? I am 100% debt free. I'm just a regular human being. There's nothing special about me. I'm not rich. I still bleed like everybody else. This, people, is rare. And all you got to do is stop and look around. Stop and look around. Google it. Look at the national debt. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people in debt. Whether they know it or not, it doesn't matter. Look at the numbers. Just pay attention. Just look at your environment. That's all you got to do. It's nothing special to this. Me telling you I'm debt free is that shows you how very, very rare this is. Rare. You know why? Because it's very difficult to do. First, you must recognize it. First, you must see it. This is, you know what got me? Let me tell you what got me on this mission. And this is what hooked me. I could add up a person's debt right in front of them and say, this is how much money you have in this world. You know, they'll look at me and be like, no, I don't. I got money. Yes, that's not true. When they told me the math was not true, that sent a light off in my head to thinking, this is powerful stuff. Because I'm thinking in my mind, wait a minute, you don't see this number? Wait a minute, you don't see the very reason why you're financing a car? Because you don't have the money for it. I wish somebody would have said that to me. I wish somebody would have stopped me and said, Linnell, what are you doing? Committing financial suicide? What are you doing? Linnell, the very reason why you're financing the car is what? Because you got no money to buy the car. That's why you're financing it. Don't be saying stuff like, oh, I'd rather use the bank's money and instead of my money. Because that's exactly what the bank wants you to do. They want you to use their money. That's how they make money. Duh, Linnell. But I didn't stop and think like that. I wish somebody would have just said, hey, man, if you finance that car for 72 months, you're not getting it for that price you see on the window. Do the math, Linnell. Add up the car at the end of 72 months. How much is the car then? And I would have said the number. That's how much you're paying. You're not paying for that. You're not buying it because you don't have the cash. Figure out, Linnell, figure out why you don't have the cash. You've been working all your life. How come you don't have the cash to buy that car right now? How come? Not saying that I would have listened, but a light would have went off in my head to think a different way. I'd have been like, that makes total sense. How come I wasn't scared to sign on the dotted line for 72 months tied to a car and the bank and my job? I have to let them know every move I do. Why? Because I'm financially in debt and I had to. How come I didn't wake up from that? I have no idea. Not a clue. I'm tied to nothing. Ask 10, 20, 30 of your friends. Say, hey, are you debt free? Be careful of the ones that say like this. Oh, yeah, I'm debt free, everything but student loan in the house. Those are debts. Okay, those count. Everything except, there is no exception. I want you guys to pay close attention to that. Those of you that kind of have an inclination that something is not right. How come no matter how much money I make, I'm still living paycheck to paycheck? Pay attention to that. That's very important. So if you ask somebody, are you debt free? And they say, yeah, everything but, that's wrong. There is no but. There's debt. There's no such thing as good debt. Don't believe in all that nonsense. That's nonsense. Debt is debt. Now, when you ask somebody, if you ask me, if I was one of your friends and you asked me, I would say I don't have a penny to owe to nobody in this world. And I would make sure I say it very clearly so you understand that I mean there is no exceptions. And I want you to understand how rare being debt free is. That is a huge accomplishment. Huge. This is bigger than anything I have done to date in my life. This is the biggest. And it's powerful. And what makes it so magnificent? It's just math. And I can prove it. And people still don't believe you and not even scared about it. And that's not laughing at you. That's laughing at myself. Again, because I was in it for 40 years and I didn't see it. I was financing cars, rims, stereo systems, tinted windows, cell phones. I was financing everything. And the only thing I was saying in my head, oh, it's good for my credit. It's good for my credit. It's good for my credit. It's the dumbest thing. How come I didn't see it? I don't know. But I'm sharing with you. I'm sharing with you all. And those of you that make money, then I'm getting off. Those of you that make 6 digits, hire doctors, lawyers, the professional people, I can help you the quickest. You know why? Because you guys' salary makes it that you got the biggest shovel to get out of this mess fast and still stack money after that. You have the biggest shovels. If you're making that much money and you're still living paycheck to paycheck, stop. Call me. Reach out to me. Email me. I am your answer. If you have the logical mind to earn, to get to the position where you're at today, use your logical mind and just say, you know what? Take out all the complexity. 6th grade math. That's it. And I could show you. You guys will be the quickest to see if I'm full of crap or not. Probably not on the money part because you wouldn't be in that debt, but you would understand logically that I'm making sense. That's how I learned. I was a 6-digit earner, computer engineer, had degrees, all that crap. But I didn't have the logical sense to just apply 6th grade math to my finances. I'm not really embarrassed about it because I see the national debt, so I know I'm not alone. I wasn't alone. I wasn't alone at all. We're in debt in the trillions. I was not alone. I just felt like it, but I wasn't. You guys have the biggest shovel to get out fast and build wealth fast. Ooh, you have no idea. If I had learned this 10 years ago, you guys have no idea. I would have worked, if I'd known this since I was younger, I would have worked 10 years. That's it. 10 years. I would have went, got my degree, made the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time, came out, worked 10 years straight, and that's it. I would have been done. I'd have been retired. You're probably thinking, how is that? Stay out of debt, keep your finances in the black. That's it. All right, let me get off. I'm going on 20 minutes. You guys have a wonderful day. And if you like, please share, comment. If you don't, anything. You guys have a good one.